Oh my word. Well, I mean, Oliver, just eat your food. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. All right. Now, normally, there is some workout theme to go with it. But today I am just plumb exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm tired as fuck. I wish I were in bed right now. Hey, Elias Hernandez. But we still got to take care of animals. So, no matter what, you guys are at least going to go, hey, Ash. I have a cat named Monkey. Just, wow. All right, so we're going to go, yes, animals. No workout tonight. We'll be doing that tomorrow. We'll be focusing on the ab roller, getting that done. Tonight is, of course, the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. I just reached 100 subscribers. Isn't it a great feeling? It's fantastic. It's a little bit different than the feeling you get when you're on... Now this right here, when you're on TikTok, is our male Brazilian blue tarantula. His abdomen is looking so worn out. See, he decided to try and escape, and he wound up throwing his urticating hairs. The YouTube channel that I have is it's all about animals. Or are you talking to Ash Guy? No, this is a tarantula, which is a species of arachnid. So you're not wrong, but you're not necessarily right, because true spiders and tarantulas are two separate things, primarily because tarantulas have book lungs. We have a wide variety of animals here, and by wide variety, we have ball pythons, we have scorpions, centipedes, tarantulas, different varieties of tarantulas. Most of them are terrestrial or ground-dwelling. There we go. Now these plastic containers help hold the humidity in. They are kind of the same, yes. However, there are tarantulas from the old world. There are tarantulas from the new world. There are arboreal tarantulas, terrestrial tarantulas, fossorial tarantulas, trapdoor tarantulas, trapdoor spiders. You have your true hunting spiders, like your wolf spiders, your crab spiders, jumping spiders, and then you have your web-utilizing spiders, like your orb weavers, black and brown widows. There we go. This is our other Brazilian blue male. You can kind of see the purple in his coloration right there. These guys will be getting some crickets and or roaches tomorrow to feed upon. We're not trying to overfeed them, because the more you feed adult male tarantulas, the faster they will pass away on you. Once they're mature, they have one real purpose, and that is reproduction. They'll find a female, and then, well, wind up becoming the meal after they copulate. It's wham, bam, I fed you, ma'am. No, it looks like we have some baby crickets in there. It's a little bit morbid. Where'd Mama go? Well, I think she was dinner. Okay. Outside we have a barrage of fireworks. We decided not to light any off this year, although I am pleasantly surprised that our youngest dog is not in the slightest bit phased by fireworks. Walks in their direction, which means she would probably be a decent hunting dog if she would just understand basic directions, like drop that. If she could understand drop that, we'd get somewhere. Looks like we have some cleaning up to do in this cage. Heavens. Come on, stop fighting me. Oh, this is killer. Come on. So this is our Asian forest scorpion. She is a very chunky princess. They are pretty decent first-time tropical pets. They can handle cooler temperatures, like 70-degree temperatures. That's really good for tropical pets. You don't need to have any special lighting, but you will need to give them enough dirt and enough space so that they can do with it what they will. And what she's done with it is just get fat. She's just gotten fat. Oh! She's running away! Don't do that. I mean, good golly. Look at that. What a chunky girl. Wow. And that's a good thing. It means that she's either pregnant or she is eating well. And I will be happy with either. Because if she's eating well, it means that she is content enough in her environment, happy enough, if you will, to feel like she can, in fact, eat without being bothered by any distractions. So let's, if you guys haven't heard, happy 4th of July. We had pork ribs, we had deviled eggs, we had pasta salad. It's going back to the fat kid days. I ate so much that I almost couldn't have ice cream. Good golly gosh, boots. Come on now. Now this one. This is our white-kneed tarantula. Hope you like getting good and close to your content creators. Is this too close? Here we go. That is Charlotte. Charlotte is a female white-kneed tarantula. She is incredibly docile. Many tarantulas are. Primarily speaking, the tarantulas you're going to have to worry about trying to escape are either young or male. The females tend to stay where life is good and easy. They don't tend to venture around unless their environment has kind of dropped when it comes to prey and water, and they need to seek greener pastures, so to speak. Apparently, a lot of the larger bodied tarantulas, like this one, tend to shy away from living underground in captivity, especially when their environment already suits said lifestyle. For instance, she is kept in a low-light environment, which suits her because out in the wild, she would be trying to live in logs, underground, things like that, where it's dark, it's humid, and she doesn't have to worry about coming across any real predators. If she does, she's got that. You see that booty? All that hair? Yeah. That is what we call urticating hairs. That shit can get kicked into the air. Gets up your nose, down your airways, on your skin. The bulge, though. Talking about the tarantula, right? Yeah, I got a shirt in a way you ain't seen shit. But yeah, check that out. She got a booty. She's been eating real well. Look at that. There's even a hue of red. That is so cool. She's kind of in a stress curl. That is the way it works when you go and move their cages. But we only move it one time a day, and that's when I go and I show you guys these critters and talk about them. Talk about our day. My day went rather smoothly. We barely had anybody at the facility today. By the time the loaders got done pushing all the garbage around, the place looked damn near immaculate. Which is crazy. Because it's a garbage dump. It's wild. I walked a total of 9 days. Not 9 days. I walked a total of 9 days to get back here. No, I walked a total of 9 miles today in 90-degree temperatures. What? Oh, I thought you said something.
I was talking to the dog.
Oh. Oliver! Stop it! Stop it. Do you want to throw hands? You want to come over here? Huh? Come here. What's your problem? Is it the fireworks? It's gotta be the fireworks. That and the fact that your daddy's out on the front porch. Yeah. I love puppy dogs. Yeah. That's not gonna make anything get any better. Hey, at least this year, our town managed to stave off firing off mass quantities of fireworks until the day of the 4th of July. Like, Team Oliver. Ooh. Huh. Anybody had one of those weird pops in your chest cavity? Hey, you think that this might be it, and it's really just some form of asthma? Whew. Alright, here we go. Here's your Oliver. Look at that. Yep. And this is the mess. Oh, God, what stuffed animal did they murder? Oh, for fuck's sake. This is the wolf. And this is the Duchess. Ooh. What? Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean the house again. Okay, here we go. Duchess has been getting into loads of trouble today because she is refusing to eat her food and she is eating everybody else's. Not exactly a fan of this new behavior. Okay, maybe it's not new behavior, but it's a behavior that she is still not willing to give up. She didn't start eating some of her food until I locked her in the kennel with it. It really should not be that hard to get your animals to eat their food.
Show your visual. Oh! It is not it. What will it give me?
Alright. Now the next tarantula is one whose cage we're probably going to have to clean this weekend. She is incredibly docile. She has yet to molt, so I'm not too concerned. There she is. This is a Lasiodora parabana, or a salmon pink bird-eating tarantula. She is very lethargic, which really is not a problem, especially if she is pre-molt, because that is just simply the way that they act.
What the fuck you walking away from that cage for? Sorry for the...
Because she's not going to move.
Uh-huh.
I can...
Yeah. That's what they always say until they move.
Now let's get over here. We're going to get this scooped up. I can only assume that the reason why nothing is eating the fish flakes I put in here is because either the roach got ate, which would, obviously explain that massive dump truck she has, or it's gone into some sort of vegetative state. Maybe she killed it and left it underneath her. I don't know. But this is a little bitch. Little bitch is a Lasiodora parabana, salmon pink bird-eating tarantula, another terrestrial species from the New World, the South American rainforest. She, personally, was born and raised in the United States. Her demeanor used to be incredibly aggressive, very prone to throwing her urticating hairs and trying to tag people with her fangs. Wasn't until the second to last molt that she managed to kind of tone that shit down. She is a rescue. The person that we got her from drove her over to an expo in Southern Oregon. In the back of an Outback hatchback in nearly freezing temperatures with no heat source on them in the very back. The area that they were taken from when they got there was probably about 50 degrees, and these animals should really not be transported anything less than 75. I mean, honest to God. All 8 of her legs hung like noodles at her side, and it wasn't until about 2 weeks into hand watering her with a paper towel and I think a plastic fork that she started to move and was aggressive for many years. Not so much anymore. There's something about the aging process that makes them kind of chill out. Definitely need to clean this cage out. That's going to be a trick unto itself. Because we got some little things crawling in here that aren't cage cleaners. I don't think they're going after her. Okay, you're good. She's alive, folks. Generally speaking, when tarantulas die, they go into what's known as a death curl, because all of the hydraulic pressure that is in their system that runs their legs and everything else dies down to the point where everything just kind of curls up. Now, there are instances where this hasn't happened, mainly with true spider species. What is that?
$50.
Put it into the food.
Lunch.
Sure.
Fingers.
By the way, tomorrow we will be doing the ab roller. Possibly transferring this girl out and then back into this cage. It is wildly important that we go and make sure her dirt is clean and has no issues. Luckily, these 10-gallon tanks are super easy to wash out in the kitchen sink. We will simply dump the dirt out into the mulch pile and wash the cage out. Put new dirt in it. Wow. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. We don't want to go and shed too much light on this little one. But that right there is a Harpicdira pulchripes that just molt. And it needs a new cage. So we gotta go and see what we can find. I think we might have something that'll work, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright. Wait, Duchess? No. I have let you out so many times. You can just wait. I hope. Now, let's see if we can get a half decent view.
Duchess, I don't think Oliver wants company in his kennel.
No. Alright, hold on, folks. We're not going to go and bust into this tarantula's domain. We're going to take the cage out so that we can get a brief look inside the den through what's hopefully still an active viewport. Again, it's a 10-gallon tank. So, well, there's her booty. No, I did not click on that. God, and the phone does that. That is our Theraphosa apophysis. Believe it or not, she's a pretty decent sized girl. She needs a new cage. That's something that we are going to be working on, or at least I'm going to be working on next week. We need something that she can grow into. Something that's going to resemble this right here. Now, this is what we use for these critters. Our Brazilian blue males. However, she's going to need something with just a little bit more space, a little bit more room to gallop when she finally decides to come out of her den. Sorry if I'm not so thrilling. Again, I walked 9 miles in 90-degree temperatures. I'm a little bit beat. Just a little bit. My general consensus when it comes to working and working out is if your job gives you the opportunity to burn an excessive amount of calories and you do not do so, then you should not be complaining about not getting fit. Because that then makes it on you. See, they let me, or they rather like it, when I go and pull rounds that go around the entirety of the facility. It's kind of my job, actually, to make sure nobody's doing anything nefarious that is in plain view. So I will sit there and literally walk practically until I can't walk anymore. Most days I pull 10-mile days. Alright, here we go. Now, the Theraphosa popsis tarantulas need to have an adequate water source. They need to have a good amount of humidity. Make sure they have a decent amount of ventilation. And when you feed them, oh God, do you need to feed them? Because they are growers. They will take every last ounce of energy they put in from feeding and put out inches worth of growth every molt until they become adults. Okay, here we go. Oh, biscuits. Looks like I'm gonna have to change out some of the dirt in the snake cages too. What's the problem with Oregon? Is that the humidity that we constantly face here often breeds mold and fungi. Not fungi. So when you have exotic pets, you gotta keep consistently changing out and maintaining cages. That includes tarantula cages, which generally speaking are not seen as something that need to be routinely cleaned out. Maybe once a year is what our tarantula breeder told us. So long as you keep all the nastiness that's left over from feeding down to a minimal. Let's see if I can get you guys a good viewing. So hard to catch this little guy in a spot where he's actually up against the glass. Vietnamese centipede. And yet again, he is eluding us. However, I do believe I see something that needs to be picked out of the cage. So let's grab our handy dandy tweezers. What are you looking for?
Some of my beanies.
Where did I see that one beanie?
There's one, we put it in our box. It was on the table.
There's a beanie in the box over here. Alright. So, we don't really have to worry too much about the little bastard hiding under the lip of this anymore because it's going to become very obvious when he's in there. I think he molt recently and turned out huge. Now this is the inside. Oh my heavens. Oh, that was just the... So we can dump that out. I thought there was a sheen on that water for a second. It was just the reflection of the gunk we had to put on the side of the cage to keep the ants out. Fantastic. Now, here we go. Now, we can't, unless he's like right down in here. Can't really get a good view of him. But this little critter has holes all over the place. And his prey like to go down into those holes, and he'll just make rounds. And when he catches something, he leaves bits and pieces everywhere. That's why you need to make sure that if you own any type of centipede, you are constantly looking to remove any bits that they have left over. You also want to make sure that ants don't move in, or wild spiders don't move in, because those can pose a threat to your critter. Yes, centipedes are venomous, but they are not indestructible. And just like tarantulas, they can be overwhelmed by the presence of thousands of ants colonizing their cage. So let that be a lesson, because it's one we've had to learn multiple times. That's why we have that handy dandy disgusting container of Vaseline on hand for when those pesky ants finally show up and we've got to go and give a cage the treatment. It is gross. So very gross. I am happy that the Harpic deer pulchripes managed to molt without any issue. It is hard to gauge how much water you're to go and give those animals if you are trying to water the dirt for them to drink out of. That little shit did have his water dish. Notice I said did, as in past tense. Because that little schmuck buried it. I don't know where he buried it. I just know it is somewhere in that little cage with him. In all that webbing. And I don't really feel like catching a bite from an old world species tarantula, because generally speaking, old world species like the pulchripes tend to be viewed as having more of a potent venom. Something having to do with not developing urticating hairs and only relying on their bite to stave off predation. Yeah, fun stuff. Alright, last but not least, we are going to get the roaches onto this table. Just drop the water bottle. Oh, God, Duchess, you're so cute. Don't move! Duchess, you're so cute. You're so cute in there with your daddy. That is her biological father, by the way.
What's she doing?
No, she's just rolling on her belly. Rolling on her belly.
Oliver?
She's in there with Oliver. Yeah, look at your puppy. Now, if I could just get her to eat her food and not everybody else's food, I would be so happy. By the way, folks, if you are looking for somebody that is going to be going live on the regular every night, taking care of animals and talking about life and working out and trying to stay healthy, by all means, subscribe. Look, I lost like 10 people right there. Subscribe. I'm not going anywhere, and I can use all the goddamn help I can get. Alright. For those that are looking to keep tabs on how many miles they walk, we use, I believe it's called the I-35 watch. What?
Your headphones I-35.
Oh, what is this then?
The other one. Don't ask, I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. Apparently my headphones are the I-35.
It was the one that I did want to connect to.
That's not... Hold on. It is the C21 Pro. That's what I have. Alright, so let's see if we can do us all a favor, and rather than look like a complete moron. So, if we can, the C21 Pro, it's kind of hard to see. You can swipe, see the various features. If it was a little bit more clear, you can see that it says 9.36 miles, 20,649 steps, and 1,488 excess calories burned on top of the general 2,000 that people burn just existing. That's exactly why medical professionals tell you that you need to eat at least 2,000 calories a day to stay healthy. Eating in excess, of course, without working out can make you obese, but it's generally sought after that you eat 2,000. I have burned over 3,000 calories today. Walking in
Did she kick you out of her kennel? This kennel.
walking in 90-degree temperatures.
Do you know I put the money in your wallet or mine?
You can have it in your wallet. Unless you want it in mine. I
I
don't.
don't care.
Either do I. That's why I'm like, hey, you do what you want.
Oliver.
Here we go. Oliver! She's not allowed to eat your food. You're not allowed to eat her food. Everybody stop eating everybody else's food. Just stop it. I swear to God.
You know, Duchess, that's still not your kennel.
I'm only a little crazy because of this shit. Stop trying to bury your food. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, here we go.
Sorry the ribs didn't turn out for this.
The ribs were delicious, honey. I just got too full to eat mine. Well, eat the last of mine. I ate most of those ribs. There was a nice layer of, like, meat on the bottom of the ribs.
Yeah, it was like full grilled.
It was so good. Alright, so these are our roaches. Look at this. Oh, they are, we're just gonna just close that. Kind of a tender moment between a male and a female right there. Alright, so what you're looking at here are a combination of dubia and orange-head roaches. The dubia juveniles are these gray ones. The dubia females are these adults that have the nice dark carapace, often have patterning to them. The male dubia, I know I saw one, but I don't know if he stuck around. The male dubia have a slender build, long wings, dark coloration. The male orange-head roaches have the little white dots on their abdomens. There we go. The females do not. Like this little one right here. That's just shine. It's not an actual white dot. We typically feed these guys a combination of oranges and fish flakes. More so the fish flakes and dog kernels than the oranges, because you're not supposed to feed them oranges every single day. Alright. First thing we got to do, though, is make sure that they have some hydration. We spray down the sides a little bit, not too much because the soil's already fairly damp. But take this. They'll have the water dish emptied by tomorrow. All the food will be gone, and we start this process again. Now, these are what we are trying to feed to our tarantulas. The pole cripes has eaten some. I think the scorpion has eaten some. The centipede has definitely gone to town on these little critters. Maybe let's zoom out. That should do it. These tropical roaches cannot reproduce in temperatures below 85 degrees. They need high humidity. They need an ample food source. Probably do for a little handful of this right here. They will take those kernels down into their nest, if you would, and feast. All of this will be cleaned out by tomorrow. Well, food-wise anyway. It's actually kind of impressive. And I believe that tomorrow is actually feeding day for the centipede again. We'll know tonight, because if that damn 100-legged insectivore is indeed hungry, he will be out on the prowl. Okay. Now we do have a heat source on the roach cage. It is a ceramic heat emitter. We do not have it We do not have it directly against the plastic. We give it about 10 inches away from the plastic. The heat that emanates is actually trapped in the plastic container and gives it an all-around 90-degree temperature. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but enough to get their motors going and to get them reproducing, so that inevitably we can start selling them to the general public. Because, unlike Petco, our feeders are treated like pets. We go through, we make sure that there is none that seem to be sick. We focus on keeping predators out of our breeding enclosures. And ultimately, our animals stand as, I guess you'd call them, the test subjects, as they are the first to eat these roaches, and they seem to be growing. Our tarantulas, our centipedes, definitely our scorpion seems to be growing at an impressive rate. So, you guys have a good night. Stay safe. Make sure to subscribe so that you can get notifications that I'm going live or that I post something. I will start posting more, I swear. It's just been an exhausting month. Have a good night. Stay safe. And remember, I better not see you on the news unless it's good news. That includes those playing with fireworks. Keep your digits, folks.